Nigeria has issued a nationwide terror alert after intelligence showed that militant groups want to set fire to petroleum tankers in a bid to create chaos and destabilize the country. A delegation including Nigerian Finance Minister Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and former British Prime Minister Gordon Brown has been dispatched by the government to the country's north to assess the situation and develop a solution to end the ongoing clashes with Boko Haram. For more perspective on Boko Haram, I am joined by Emmanuel Ogebe, an international human rights lawyer and expert in bilateral U.S.-Nigerian relations. Mr. Ogebe, welcome to Africa 54.
Yes, thank you very much. It's great to be back again.
Yes, now you have been involved a lot in talks related to the threat in Nigeria. Not long ago, you actually testified in front of the on Capitol Hill regarding this situation. What is the significance of that in the first place, just being able to bring this issue to the American Congress?
Yes, it's important because finally, after years of advocacy, we now have the attention of the international community and the United States on this issue. And they've pledged support in ending this terrorist travesty that is going on. So that hearing was an opportunity to assess the level of international assistance and to also report on the situation on the ground.
Now, you traveled to camps in northeastern Nigeria. You've spoken to victims and actually survivors. What exactly do they say about what they feel about the efforts to, first, eliminate that threat, but also secure, like, the girls that are missing, the 200 and so?
Yes. One of the shocking things that we found was that the parents of some of the missing girls told us that they had actually been asked to bring money to a witch doctor from Cameroon to help them find the girls, until they heard that the international community was coming to their assistance, and they stopped that. So that's helpful to know that the international community is rallying to their help. However, there were questions from the media there of the Congress Congress members that came out saying, well, if the Americans have been here helping, how come 1 month after the Americans came, we still don't have any girls? So there is a mix of hope and disappointment that 2 months later, after they're kidnapped, they're still missing.
As a person who is at the forefront of advocating for the rescue of those girls, what kind of help do you think is more effective, that will be more useful at the end of the day?
Well, what we need to realize is that about triple the number of missing girls have been killed in the past 8 weeks. So we have almost 300 missing girls. We've had over 1,000 people killed, which means that Boko Haram is still perpetrating atrocities, and this needs to stop. So there are 2 actions or 3 actions that need to be happening all at once: engaging the terrorists and decimating their impact, recovering the girls, and then organizing relief for victims and survivors of the atrocity. I think that we need to have a mass population movement from that area, so it is completely cordoned off. And this is change from an asymmetrical warfare to a symmetrical warfare, so that the enemy is in a defined territory.
Yes, from your personal assessment, is the government of Nigeria doing enough? Does it have a strategy?
Well, for so long as every day that people are being killed, clearly they're not doing enough. And part of it is largely because the military is not used to urban warfare, urban guerrilla warfare, which is what this is. And so they need training in that respect. They need more resources, technical capacity, and so on and so forth. As far as the strategy is concerned, I do not believe they have a strategy, because one of the key things would be to move the civilian population out of the vulnerable zones. But villages are still being wiped out, and this can be stopped if there's a strategy. Of course, they need to have a relief intervention. We have seen so many victims without any assistance, and that makes no sense for a country like Nigeria.
Well, we hope things will get better in the coming days. Thanks a lot,
Thank you very much,
Emmanuel, for
Vincent,
joining us today. Well, Emmanuel Ogebe is an international human rights lawyer and expert in bilateral U.S.-Nigerian relations. We want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we covered during the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54, and check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com.